If you aren't adjusting your sales pages right now, your business could be in trouble, and quickly. My programs are converting at the highest rate they have ever converted, but not by accident, because I have been going harder on certain sections and angles than ever before. And actually, I have been including those things in all my content and marketing too, because something shifted recently. And if you aren't shifting your business with that, your sales are at risk, really. It comes down to 4 things I now make sure are living clearly on my sales pages, my students' sales pages, their services pages, and in their messaging. 4 things you must have more than ever in the age of AI. And after this episode, you will. As a female online business owner with dreams of more income, more impact, and more freedom, you know there's more potential in your business waiting to be unlocked. But figuring out how to shape and transform your biz and get seen, loved, selling, and scaling can feel like, well, a mystery. So how do you cut through the noise, create offers that deeply resonate, sell and scale without you always being on, all while creating a life you love? That is exactly what this show is about. Welcome to Seen, Loved, Selling, Scale. I'm Corinda, your small biz marketing sidekick, digital office strategist, and online biz bestie. With tens of thousands of digital offers sold, tens of thousands of people helped, and millions of dollars in revenue generated in my own business as a small business owner. And through this podcast, I am here to share it all. You'll gain clear, actionable insights, strategies, and shortcuts to master your online marketing, build scalable online offers, and create a business model that works for you as much as it works for your people, so you can grow your income, amplify your impact, and free up more of your time. Let's get started. Today's episode is one every single person needs to hear because this impacts every single person, some more right now than others, but every niche is in the crosshairs for needing to be aware of this. And let me go back a bit before we dive in. My conversion rates for sales have historically been above average because I work consistently to keep my positioning and my offers industry leading. But a few months back, I experienced a drop I am seeing all across every online business, every service. Some more than others, some less. But even if people are seeing this less, I know it's going to grow and likely soon. So I didn't stick my head in the sand. I looked at my offers and then I looked at the way I was talking about my offers. And when I did, they went up again. And they are even higher than before the changes I made. And the changes I made were not random, not by accident. They came down to some very specific things I have been going harder on than ever before, changing with the market as the market changes. Things that are now living on my sales pages, in my students' pages, in their messaging, their content, their ads, because something shifted in the market. And if you aren't shifting with it, your sales are genuinely at risk. I am watching people's online offers die. Their services die. Their low ticket offers stop selling. Their courses become the hardest sell they have ever had, and they cannot figure out why. Here is why. For a long time, your buyer had one question they needed answered before they purchased. Why do I need this? Full stop. Then the market matured and they started asking a second question. Why should I choose you over someone else doing this? Full stop. Now, and this is the part that is changing everything. They are asking a third question, one that has never existed before at this scale. Can I just get this from AI? Full stop. And if your sales page cannot answer that question, if it doesn't even acknowledge that question exists, you are losing sales right now. Today, every single day, your page sits there unchanged. That is what this episode is about. I am going to walk you through the 4 things your sales page needs right now to answer all 3 of those questions, to be human in a way AI cannot replicate, to be specific in a way that builds trust, and to convert in a market that is more discerning than it has ever been. And then because I want you to actually do this, not just understand it, I am going to tell you exactly how I am helping the women inside my world get crystal clear on all 4 of these things, build them into their pages, and then weave them through their content, their ads, and their launches too. So let's dive into the first thing your sales page needs. And this one is not new, but the way it needs to show up now is different. And that is your story. Not a bio, not a credentials list, not I have been doing this for 10 years and I am passionate about helping people. That is not a story. That can be on your page, but that is not what I am talking about. I mean the story that makes someone reading your page think, oh, this person gets it because they are like me and they have lived it, or they have explained to me how they have helped someone else like me live this. Your story does a specific job on a sales page. It creates emotional connection and it confirms you are the right person to be helping, both at the same time. In a few sentences done well, it can be the thing that tips someone from maybe to yes. Let me use myself as an example because I think it lands better when it's real. My story is not, I built a successful online business. That is an outcome, not a story. My story is that I built a business with no team in Outback Australia, with no fancy equipment, not knowing if this would even work, but giving it a go while managing anxiety, sitting at an IKEA desk with a doona over my desk for soundproofing and a $5 discount store painting in the background. And from that setup, that very unglamorous, very normal, very real setup, I went on to sell over 60,000 digital offers and make millions of dollars. And now I want to share how I did that and support others too. That is a story. And do you see what it does? It doesn't just prove I am successful. It proves I am a particular type of person who achieved something. It shows who I am, where I started, and why that matters for the person reading. It makes people feel something, and feelings fuel purchases. I have said that for years, and it has never been more true than right now. Now, here is why this matters more in the age of AI, because it's an emotional connection, and we cannot at all discount how important that is right now. And when we layer that with the other things we will talk about today, it's a moat around your business AI doesn't have. Your story is a moat, one of the most powerful ones you have. And I want you to think about yours right now, not the polished version, the real version. This is where I actually started, and this is what it actually looked like, and this is why I actually built this thing version. Because your story, told specifically, told honestly, told with the scar, not the wound, is something no competitor and no AI tool can replicate. It belongs only to you, and it needs to be on your page, not buried, not a throwaway paragraph at the bottom, woven in, present, doing its job. That is thing one. So that is thing one. And I want you to ask yourself, do people really understand who you are to teach them this or walk with them on this journey? And then I want you to really lean in. If you are multitasking, give that a break for a second and really listen to thing two so you can deeply think this through as I say this, because it is the one that carries a massive AI edge for you. And it is the one I see missing from sales pages more than any other. And it is this: you have a system, you have a method, you might even have what I call a personal protocol. And there is a very good chance you have never named it, never written it down properly, and never put it on your sales page in a way that makes someone go, oh, I cannot get that from AI, or you need to make it more obvious, more magnetic than ever before. Let me explain what I mean. Information is everywhere now. Shortcuts are everywhere. Someone can open an AI tool right now and say, give me a meal plan to lose weight, or give me a content strategy for Instagram, or give me a launch plan for my online course. And within 30 seconds, they will have something. It will look decent. It will be structured. It will be technically correct, but it will not be your way of doing it. And your way of doing it, if you have been in your field for any amount of time, working with real people, getting real results, testing and refining and going back to the drawing board and testing again, is something AI genuinely cannot replicate. Because AI is working from the general. You are working from the specific, from your specific. Let me make this really concrete with an example. Let's say you are a body composition expert, certified in nutrition and exercise. You have a method. And here is what that method might actually look like when you pull it apart properly. You started, like a lot of your clients, with the generic advice, the standard plans, and they didn't work fast enough for you because you had a baby in creche with a time limit on how long you could be at the gym. So you started testing, compressing, figuring out what actually moved the needle when you had 40 minutes instead of 90. And you went on to win a bodybuilding title using that approach. That is a system. That is your system. Born from your constraints, that person you are selling to may also have and will relate to because of that story before FYI. It's your context, your testing, your results. And then there is your personal protocol around food. Let's say you looked at the standard nutrition advice, the cheat meal structure everyone was using, and something about it didn't sit right for you. You wanted to be able to be at your kid's birthday party and not feel like you were blowing everything. So you developed a completely different approach to flexible eating that meant your clients could have a real social life and get results. You tested it. It worked. You gave it to other people like you and the person reading your offer page. It worked for them too. Now that is a personal protocol. And you are not going to put the full details of it on your sales page. Of course you are not. That is your offer. That is what people pay for, but you can tell people it exists. You can name it. You can say, this is not the generic approach. This is my approach, developed from real experience, tested on real people, refined over years. And here is what makes it different. That is what your sales page needs, because the person reading your page right now, in a lot of cases, they have already been to AI. They have already tried the generic plan. They already know that information alone is not the answer. They are coming to you because something wasn't working. And your job on that page is to show them clearly that what you have is not just more information. It is your method, your system, your personal protocol, built from your lived experience in a way no AI tool could ever replicate. And every single expert has this. Every single one. You just might not have been taught to look for it. You might not have been taught to name it. And you almost certainly have not been taught where to put it on your page, because it is not always obvious. It is one line in the right place. It is a section that signals something specific. It is the difference between here is what we cover and here is the system I built that gets people this specific result, developed from this specific experience and tested with this specific proof. And you need this more so than ever. And I want to pause here for a second, because I know this is the one that so many experts struggle to do by themselves. You have blind spots around your own genius. You don't know where to talk about this on a page, how to name it, how to frame it so someone reading it actually feels the value of it. And that is exactly why I want to help. Next week, June 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, I am running the AI Edge Live event. And day one is entirely built around everything we have spoken about so far and everything we are about to. We will be in the room together. I will give you the tools and the steps to identify your story, name your method, own your personal protocol, and then most importantly, write it into your sales pages and services pages in a way that actually converts. The same way I increase my own conversion rates. And we will do it in the room together. And I am so damn excited. You can find the details in the show notes. But if you are listening to this in real time, this is your last chance to get a ticket. June 2nd is days away. And if you are listening after the event, you can do this work with me inside Scalable Business School and access the full event replay there too. But if you want to be live in this event, this is your last call. And that is just part of day one of a 3-day event. Check the show notes for the full event breakdown for it all. And on day one, EE will also be covering what is coming next, Thing 3 and Thing 4, which we are about to get into right now. So let's talk Thing 3. All right, so let's keep going now and talk about Thing 3. And this one took me some courage the first time I leaned into it, because at first it felt counterintuitive. It felt like calling out the elephant in the room might make things worse. But what it actually did, it made things better, a lot better. Here is what I mean. You have to recognize your buyers are going to AI for what you do right now, today. In fact, a lot of them are going to AI already for some niches. And even if your niche isn't doing this yet, as AI keeps being adopted, it will happen more and more. They are opening whatever tool they are using and they are asking it to do the thing you do or a version of it. But they are still out there opening your sales page or considering you because something is still unsolved even with AI. Either they are trying it and feeling a gap. Something is missing. It doesn't quite fit. They don't know if they're doing it right. They feel unconfident. They don't stick to it. They get a result that is fine, but not the result they actually wanted. Or they are not even trying AI yet. But the question is still sitting in the back of their mind. Could I just use AI for this? And here is the thing. If your sales page does not address this, if it pretends that question doesn't exist, you are leaving that doubt sitting there unresolved in the mind of someone who was almost ready to buy. You have to call it out. And look, I get it. Maybe this feels bold. I know it might feel like you are drawing attention to something you would rather people not think about, but I want to tell you what happened when I did it AI became a real conversation in my market. Content creation, one of the things I teach, was suddenly something people were doing with AI. And yes, that was a genuine threat to some of my offers. I could see it in the numbers. Conversion rates dropped and I had a choice. I could ignore it or I could move. So I moved. I looked at what my people were doing with AI, understood how my solution was not just filled with my own method and story that was already magnetic, but also asked myself that final piece. How does this work with or better than AI? And I spoke about that. For my people, the AI content didn't sound like them. They still doubted it. And when they used it, they realized general AI wasn't some silver bullet fix, as they didn't start seeing more results. So I called that out. I literally said, are you making content with AI, but it's not doing what you want? And then I showed them how my system and method was different to general AI. But if they were using AI, they could use this for my method plus have an AI tool as an edge, the best of both worlds. My method and the speed of AI they loved. And if they weren't using AI yet, that was okay. And this was a full solution still. I went hard on this angle. I started making ads around it. I put it front and center on my sales pages. Sales did not go down because I called it out. They went up because yes, AI can be a starter. They can be using it and they can still need you. Full stop. Your job is to say so clearly on the page. You do not have to be aggressive about it. You do not have to position AI as the enemy. You just have to be honest about where you come in alongside it, where the gap is, and why what you offer fills that gap in a way no tool ever will. And that is thing 3, one of the 4 things truly that can help maintain or increase sales in the new world. So now let's move to the final one I want to cover today, thing 4. And this is the one that I think is going to surprise some of you because after everything I have just said about being human, about your story, your method, your personal protocol, you might think I am about to tell you to keep AI as far away from your offer as possible. The opposite is true. Here is what the most exciting version of your offer looks like right now. Your story, your system, your personal protocol, your humanness, and an AI tool inside your offer that delivers all of that faster, more personally, more powerfully than ever before. Think about what that means for your buyer. They are someone who already uses AI. They already love the speed of it. They already appreciate what it can do. And now they are looking at your offer and seeing, I get the personalized, specific human method from a person I have an emotional connection with. And I get an AI shortcut that delivers that method faster than anything I could build myself. Sign me up. That is not a harder sell. That is an easier one because you have just answered all 3 questions at once. Why do I need this? Because of the transformation your method creates. Why choose you over anyone else? Because of your story, your system, your proof. And can I get this from AI? No, because this is specific. It is you. It is not general. But then when you personally add AI, when you say you can't get this from general AI, but you can get it from this AI because I made it for you, that is an offer edge like no other. I spoke about this last week. And if you haven't listened to that episode yet, go back after this one because it sits perfectly alongside what we are talking about today. But let me give you the version that lives on a sales page. Inside my Scalable Business School, I built an app, a real app, as a non-technical business owner. One conversation with Claude and it exists. And what that app does is take everything I have ever taught about ads, my methodology, my hook structures, my message frameworks, the way I think about creative for different stages of the customer journey, all of it, and delivers it to my students at the click of one button. A complete ad set, their offer, their tone, their people done in under a minute with 0 prompting required now. That app is a moat and an elevator at the same time. It is built on my secret sauce, so it is defensible. And it lifts my students in a way that nothing else could. So it is incredible for retention, for results, for word of mouth, for everything. And that is what I want you to think about for your offer. This does not have to be an app. It can be a Claude artifact, a custom skill, even a simple but powerful prompt library built around your method. A series of AI tools your students get inside the program that are trained on your approach, your framework, your personal protocol. The options are genuinely endless right now. What I would not recommend anymore is custom GPTs. From what we are hearing, ChatGPT is closing these in the near future. So if you have built something there, it is worth knowing that and planning accordingly. But the alternatives are so much more powerful anyway. So this is actually a good thing. The point is when you take your humanness and you infuse AI into the delivery of it, you do not become less human. You become more valuable. You become the person who has the method and the shortcut, the story and the speed, the personal protocol and the tool that delivers it. And when that is on your sales page, when someone can see that joining your world means getting you, your system, your years of lived experience, and an AI-powered version of that experience working for them around the clock, that is a sales page that converts in 2026 and beyond. So that is thing 4. And let's land this so you can increase your sales with so much ease. These truly are the 4 things your sales page needs more now than ever before. These 4 things together, this is what makes a sales page convert in a market that is more discerning, more AI literate, and more skeptical than it has ever been. And here is what I want to be really honest with you about. I did not figure all of this out sitting in a strategy session or listening to a podcast. I figured it out by watching my own numbers drop when AI hit my market and then moving, doing the work and figuring out what worked. I moved on my offers. I moved on my pages. I moved on my messaging, and my conversion rates went back up higher than before. That can happen for you too, but you have to move. And if you want to do this together, that one final invite to you. Next week, June 2nd, 3rd and 4th, I am running AI Edge Live, 3 days live in the room with me. Day 1, we are going deep on your moats, your story, your system, your personal protocol. We will identify it, name it, own it. I will give you the tools and the steps, and then we will work out exactly how and where it lives on your sales page and your services page in a way that converts the same way it has converted for me and for my students. Day 2, we are building your elevators, the AI side, how to use AI as leverage in your business, how to build AI tools into your offers so your students get faster, better outcomes, and how to start playing with the new types of offers AI is making possible right now for non-technical business owners like us. Day 3, a live debrief session designed to bring everyone together and integrate everything from days 1 and 2. We ask questions, we share what landed, and we walk out with real momentum. If you are listening to this in real time, this is your last chance. June 2nd is days away. The link to grab your ticket is in the show notes. Go there now. And if you are listening after the event, you can do this work with me inside Scalable Business School. The full replay lives there. And this work, identifying your 4 things, building them into your pages, your content, your ads, this is what we do inside that space every single day. Whatever you do after this episode, please hear me on this. The businesses that thrive in this era will be the ones that are the most human, the most specific, the most clear about what only they can give that no AI tool ever will. That is the edge. That is always going to be the edge. Your humanness is not a liability in the age of AI. It is your greatest asset. Use it to get seen, loved, selling, and scaling. And I hope to see you in the event where I will help you personally to do exactly that as well. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Seen, Love, Selling, Scale podcast. I hope today's episode left you feeling inspired, fired up, and empowered to make serious moves that align with your goals and version of success, both in life and business. If you loved what you heard, head over to www.thisisco.com.au to find all the links and resources mentioned in today's episode. And if you aren't already following the show, make sure you hit that follow button so you never miss a future episode when it drops. I'll see you again next week, same time, same place, same goal to get you seen, loved, selling, and scaling. See you then.